Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Pits of Motor Chaos. This is Dave. Tonight we got a special guest from the Nostalgia Super Stocks, Dennis Sherer. How are you doing, Dennis?
I am doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm good. So, you had fun at the out-of-site drags this year?
Yes, I did. Had a ball.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I go.
Yeah, it was good that you guys got some runs in, even though there's a little bit of rain.
Uh, we didn't get any rain.
Not at all?
Not at the track. No, not any.
I know it was raining in Illinois, I think it was Saturday.
Yeah. No, we didn't get any. We got 4 runs Friday, 4 runs Saturday, and then 1 run Sunday morning.
Because I know you guys did the nitro cackles like earlier in the day instead of at nighttime.
Right.
Yeah.
They started racing about. Well, we probably started. Our first race of the day was probably about 1:30.
So all in all the number 3 out of sight drags was a good going, huh?
Yes, it was. I enjoyed that race.
So you'll be back next year.
Oh yes, for sure.
So now.
Yeah, go ahead.
So tell us about your car, Dennis.
Well, my car's a 1963, and they call it a half because it's got the fastback roof line. That was done by Ford in the middle of the year for NASCAR. It's got it says 427 on the door, but it's like a lightweight clone. It actually has a Ford and Stroke 460 in it. It's 572 cubic inches. Our club rules tell us that we have to run multiple carburetors, so I run dual quads. Homemade intake manifold. It's a C6, 9-inch with 430 gear. The car runs 1030s, 130 miles an hour at 4,200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So what's the fastest pass you made with that car, Dennis?
That's it.
Okay, well, was that at Great Lakes?
No, that was at Byron. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was at Byron on Saturday night.
Now, did you go to Glory Days this year?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Yeah, I do. Our club, we travel all over the Midwest to do events, and we'll actually be in Muncie, Indiana, Saturday night. But it's everything we go to is some sort of a nostalgia event. There's no, well, at Union Grove there is because they bring in the Chicago Wise Guys, but other than that, there's nothing newer than 66. So it's all old stuff, and enjoy it.
So Union Grove is the home of the Nostalgia Super Stocks, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw that sign you guys got on the grandstand over there.
Yep. Yeah, it's the home to several clubs: the Brew City Guests, Great Lakes Gassers,
Chicago Wise Guys.
Yeah. Yep, Chicago Wise Guys. It's the only thing that's closed since Joliet shut down. So.
There's Classic American Muscle Association. Those guys too.
Yep.
The 1320 Legends.
Yeah. The 85 guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it's over the years it's I joined the club in actually 2008 was my first year. I raced with them a little bit in 2007. So it's been 13, 14 years I've been running with the club. So I've Carolina to Kansas City, and from Mississippi up to, well, Union Grove is as far north as we've gone, and quite a few in between.
So how did you meet that club?
Well, as it goes, I was actually over to Union Grove. My stepbrother and I were over there. I had hurt the car, which is quite frequent, but I was over there testing. I was going on Hot Rod Drag Week, and it just happened to be Labor Day weekend, and they were over there, and they don't have very many. The club is very Mopar heavy, and most nostalgia superstar groups are, because you know the Chrysler products were so popular back then, and they're so light. You know, man, I give away probably 800-900 pounds to most of those guys. So, like I say, I went and raced with them at Urbana, Illinois, later that season, and just had a riot. You know, it's just a bunch of guys like myself that are, you know, into drag racing, goofing off, having fun, eating, you know, sit around the fire and tell stories, and it's just a really, really great bunch of guys.
Now, who runs that club?
A gentleman named Rich Burlesk is the president. The club has been, well, it was established in 1989. It was a different club before that, and it kind of split up in between members, and some went one way, and some of the guys that were in this particular part of the club stayed true to that. And but the club, as it is run today, was established in 1989. So they've been around for a while. So we've got guys even this weekend this is actually a 2-race weekend for our club. So we have guys out in Norwalk at the Pontiac Nationals also. So we're kind of spread thin. We'll have 10 cars at Muncie, which isn't too bad, and that's a great race. It's called the Mega Fire, and they burn the place down with them jets. They got a semi-jet that comes there. It's just awesome. You really have to see it to believe it.
So how many drivers do you have in the Superstar group?
We have 40 cars in our club.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a few of the drivers that own more than one car. So, you know, we theoretically got probably 45 cars in our club. So, you know, it's a pretty substantial number, but, you know, you almost have to have, because everybody's schedule changes, you know, changes what you're doing. And, you know, I almost didn't get to go to Muncie because Sunday's my wife's birthday. And it was kind of a little bit of a discussion about what was going to happen, but I finally convinced her that everything is going to be fine. So, she's an amazing woman. She has to be to put up with me.
Yeah. So when you go drag racing, does she come out with you?
She doesn't come anymore. She's got hip problems. You know, we're both 73 years old, and, you know, kind of getting long in the tooth, so to speak. And she just, I have a gooseneck trailer, and I have a bunk up in the neck part, and she can't get up there anymore, so she just chooses not to go. She doesn't, since she's retired, she doesn't like to get away from the air conditioner very much.
So do you have any other crew members, Dennis?
Yes. My good friend Larry Otto from Janesville, he's the one that helped me build the car. We've been racing buddies since 1969. We met at the local speed shop up in White, Wisconsin. And he's really been, I guess, the behind my wood or whatever you want to call it. And my brother. My brother goes with me to almost all the races. He lives in Decatur, so he's going to drive to Muncie to come up and help me out this weekend. So, other than that, it's just us three. So
who's the main crew chief? You?
Well, yeah, yes. Well, really, Larry is. He's more of a tinkerer than I am. You know, I'm the type of guy that I like to work on them at home and just go to the track and race them. And he doesn't mind tinkering around trying to, he's that type of guy that looks for that extra tenth or whatever. And me personally, it isn't that it wouldn't be nice, but, I've always wanted this to be a 1050 car, and now I've exceeded my goals, so I really don't mess with it much.
And your brother, what's his responsibilities for the car?
He's just, just all-around helper. If we have to work on something, he pitches a hand. He just helps. He checks the fuel, makes sure the battery's plugged in and stuff when we get done with the run. Just an all-around helper. And besides that, he usually brings a tray of donuts with him when he comes, so that's a benefit.
Okay. Now, are you guys going to be at the Time Machine Nationals in September?
Absolutely. Yeah, September 4th.
So that'll be your next run at the Grove for the year?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we got a race the 14th of August in Osborne, Missouri. That's over probably about 30 miles from Kansas City. And then we'll be at Union Grove for the Time Machine Nationals. We'll only be there Saturday. As well as the Brew City Guests are only there for one day.
Well, there's only one day this year for the Time Machine Nationals.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be there for it. Yes.
Yeah, same with Memorial Day weekend. They cut it down to one day this year.
Yeah, and then our last race of the season is going to be in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again at the Time Machine Nationals.
Yeah, cool. Stop in, say hi. It's all some of the guys. So, but it's all a bunch of just fun-loving guys. And you can go and talk to them. They'll talk your ear off if you let them. It's just a good bunch of guys.
Yeah, I saw some of the cars that were running at the Mopar event last weekend.
Yeah, well, I had a drive shaft problem, so I couldn't make that. But I'm all good to go now. We got it all fixed up. Me
and the wife were walking around the pit area over there. We saw the poster you guys saw. I think it's $10 for the poster.
Yeah.
I think you get the T-shirts are like, I think like 15. Not that expensive at all, though, T-shirts.
No, I think they make like $3 a shirt on them when they sell them. So, it isn't like they're trying to make money off them. They're just not wanting to lose money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't give the stuff. Well, we give stuff away, especially to kids. We don't. Every once in a while, we'll go, especially Osborne. Osborne and Havana are very unique tracks. They're 8th mile, and on one side is a hill that goes up, and people, they sit up there in their trucks and, in their lawn chairs and all that stuff, and they look down on the track and over on the other side of the bleachers where everybody else is. So, you get spectators down both sides. So and they're all, they buzz around, they come around and talk to you and pester you and everything. They really enjoy their drag racing down there. So that makes it fun for us to go there.
Now, for those tracks, the return roads, do they go past the crowd like the Grove?
No. Havana will, if we want to do a parade lap, they'll let us go in front of the grandstands. But usually you go behind them and just go back to the pits. Mm-hmm. The Grove is, I think, the only place we go that actually lets you go right in front of the grandstands. And it's fun because, fans get into it. I mean, to me, that's what it's all about is the fans, especially the kids. I'll do anything for a kid. They just, being a great grandfather is just kind of in my bones, so to speak. So I do anything to make kids smile or, put them in the car, let their parents take a picture. I've given them rides. Just about anything. It's the one thing I really, really enjoy about the situation as a kid.
Yeah, those kids will run up to the fence when you're coming down the return road and wave at you.
Oh yeah. And then up to Union Grove, there's a family up there. They call it Camp Cramer. They're right there at the end of the stands. I mean, they're there for every race, and they must get 20 or plus people there, and they enjoy their drag racing, and they're all up giving you thumbs up and waving and everything when you go by, and they're a good group to see around. They make you feel better for what you're doing. Not that it feels bad, but it's when you get appreciation for it, makes all the hard work and stuff worthwhile.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go visit Camp Cramer because the Pro E85 guys were telling me, oh yeah, they got a lot of food, they feed everybody, they got beer, whatever you want over there.
Yeah. Matter of fact, probably when we go to the Time Machine Nationals, because they fly a Brew City Guests flag. So I'm going to take them on the Nostalgia Superstock flag.
Cool.
You got to have your name out there and be noticed. I mean, that's how you end up doing this stuff. And, because there's 3 different Nostalgia Superstock groups around that are all fighting for the same piece of the pie. And for some reason, none of them get along, which I don't understand because I have friends in both of them. So it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know, the politics of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe Camp Cramer, they could just fly everybody's flag over there and support everybody.
Well, I would assume that the Brew City Gassers probably gave them a flag. So I guess I have to put our foot in there too.
Yeah, I know.
It's just anything to have fun. That's what it's all about. Because I actually belong to the Brew City Gassers also. So whenever there's a weekend when I want to do something, and I can always go run with them. I joined them just so I could go up and do the fallout up in Eau Claire. So, it's just, I enjoy racing. The weekend I met the Nostalgia Superstock guys, like I say, I was up there. Well, I wasn't testing and tuning. We were actually running the bracket race, and I put 17 passes on my car in one weekend because I was running the bracket race plus racing with the Nostalgia Superstock guys, and I got in the money both days in the bracket race. So, it was a good weekend for me. Got to meet new friends and, didn't make any money, but, I come away with more than I would have any other way.
Well, 17 passes, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it just seemed like every time you were turning around, you were putting gas in it.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of bracket racing before I met the club. I mean, that's the only thing that's around. And there's nothing wrong with bracket racing. I was, even to toot my own horn, I was pretty good at it. But I didn't do, we went to like Milan and this friend of mine, Larry, him and I, we used to go to some place different every year. We would just pick a track that was, within 6 hours of driving, and we'd go there and mess around for the weekend. And, we had fun. Back then, we had open trailers, and we had slide-in campers in our pickup trucks. So, when you got done racing, you just, do what you do in the evening, and, we'd sit around, with our wives and burn wood and just enjoy ourselves, just to have fun. So I don't know, it's since 1966, it's been in my blood, so.
So, what made you get into drag racing?
Well, my dad was a speed nut, and he used to take me to Rockford Speedway all the time, and we'd go up to Milwaukee to the USAC race, and my dad he always had very respectable cars for family cars. He had a Caprice with a 396 in it, and had a big Impala with a 400 in it, 402 in it, and stuff. And he always worked on cars, so it just kind of, was in my blood, I guess. I don't know, but I just continued on the tradition, and I'm not much of a, I'm a car guy, but I'm really not real big into car shows. I can go to a car show and in an hour and a half, I'm ready to go. I've, done seen everything I wanted to see, and I don't have the patience to be sitting in a chair behind a car. It's just not what I do. And it's not like we don't sit in a chair at the drag strip, but it's, at least you're looking forward to some activity.
Right.
I just like going fast. I don't know what to tell you. I still get butterflies when I do it. It's still a great feeling. Howard Kroll, who I know
yeah.
He's got a 65 Plymouth, and he and I, there's actually a YouTube video floating around out there of the out of sight drags, but it's Howard and I on Saturday. We did probably about a 450-foot burnout side by side. That's our thing is smoke. We just love, showing off, I guess is what you call it. But, it's, I won the burnout contest down in Havana, Illinois about 4 or 5 years ago, got paid $500. I won the burnout contest in Greer, South Carolina, made $100. But it's, it ain't every day that you can do something that you really enjoy doing and make money off it.
Yeah.
So, but, like I say, I just, I really enjoy the racing, but I really look forward to the after party. We have a good time. We have a bonfire. We get everybody around it. You just sometimes you don't even know who you're talking to because everybody's talking across the group, but yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. I hope to do it for a few more years yet. That's my goal. It's health is the only thing that'll stop me. Knees are getting pretty bad, and old age is setting in. But I still have the will and the want.
That's good. Well, look how long Chris the Greek Massini's raced for.
Oh yeah. It's Artie Beswick.
Yep.
What's he, 80 something?
Yeah.
Now I don't know which side of the scale he's on, the lower half or the top half, but I mean he's still. Matter of fact, he was at Glory Days. He wasn't racing, but he was there. Talked to him for a while. We have every year in April we have a club meeting in Springfield. One of our members has a big shop there, so they just they rent some tables and some chairs, and then it's kind of centrally located for all of our members. So everybody just congregates there, and we have a meeting. And we've had he's been to our meeting. We had the owner of Central Illinois Dragway at our meeting. Tim Wilkerson came to our meeting one time. Of course, he only lives down the road. He lives in Springfield, so it's not too far from him. But we always get a special guest. So, yeah, it gives you something to look forward to. Then I've got friends in Australia and New Zealand that try to follow me. So that's kind of neat.
Yep.
They're into hot rods, but and all of my friends they're into cruising. But I still hang around with them, still have fun with them, as long as you're enjoying the sport. Life is way too short to worry about all the political junk that's going on and all that stuff. You just have to do what you want to do and make the best of it and let the chips fall where they're going to fall. You can't do anything about any of it.
So let me ask you this question, Dennis. How did the repeat offender name come about?
Well, contrary to a lot of untrue rumors, it's actually all about my driving records. I don't know. I would imagine if I could count them, I probably had well over 50 tickets in my life. I probably spent, when I got married, I didn't have a driver's license. It had been taken away by the state. I think I lost my license probably 4, maybe 5 times when I was younger. Just a lead foot, a goofball, and always seemed to be the guy get caught.
Wow.
Yeah, my mother was on a first name basis with Multiple Police Department. But it was a good thing. It wasn't so bad back then. Today everybody's view of everything is so different. But and one thing that makes it bad for all motorsport people is these guys that are doing the drifting on all this stuff out in the public streets. And there's guys drag racing out in the public streets too, which is not right. But most of the time when you see somebody's wanting to shut down, they say car racing. Well, it's these guys that are, tuning their cars and stuff like that, making all the noise, and all they do is run around squealing the tires and banging off the pipes. And none of it is really good for anything to do with the sport. But you can't control anything, just what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I did my fair share of street racing. That's, there's no doubt about that. But things are so much different these days. Way more traffic, way more people. You could go out in the country and not see anybody. You can't even go on a country road and not run into somebody these days. Just cars everywhere.
Yep. So
it's fun. I don't know what else to say.
So after all the years of drag racing now, Dennis, what still keeps the passion going?
Just doing it. I walk around probably half the winter. I'm gonna sell my car. Well, the first race that comes up in the season, and I get butterflies in my stomach. I get excited. Well, we can do it again. I keep saying because I've got some signs made up. I keep them in my trailer. that I was going to put up by the car when I'm at the track, but I haven't found the fortitude to put them up yet. The biggest thing that keeps me doing it is I don't know what else I would do if I got rid of it. You know, I can only mow the grass so many times or prune the tomatoes or whatever. It's just, you know, what are you going to do? I'm not going to sit there and watch television all day long. That's not productive for your health.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's more than anything, it's just a necessity to have something that it keeps you young. I believe. I really do. I mean, you know, you would, if you ever met me, you would definitely not think that I'm 73 years old. I guarantee you. You might think I may be in my mid-60s, but other than my belly, I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Now,
it's just a thrill.
Now, what do you enjoy most about being a drag racer, Dennis?
Well, like I say, the fans and the after party mostly. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy the kids. I enjoy people, period. You know, when you go to something like that, you know, you don't have any protesters around, or, you know, you don't have anybody everybody's there has some sort of a likeness for what you're doing. So there's never any rough edges, so to speak. It's just there's always some way to make it fun and make it funny. I'm kind of I guess you'd call the class clown. So, you know, I try my best to keep everybody's spirits up, but it's just fun. It's just fun, you know. It's just like anything else, you know. Motorcycling, skateboarding, whatever you do. Why do you do it? Because it's fun. You enjoy doing it, and you know, like I say, I believe it helps keep me young. I know it keeps me happy, except when, like last week, when I had to work on it all week. But but that comes along with the territory.
Yep.
It's just the difficulty in doing maintenance anymore. That's the hard part. Getting down's not bad. Getting up is a task.
Now, do you have a fondest memory of being in a Nostalgia Superstar group?
Oh yes. The first weekend I went racing with this group we went to Havana, Illinois, and one of the guys in our club, he used to have a guy, because that's his home track, is Central Illinois. It's not too far from Springfield, just a little bit north of Springfield. And this guy would come and he would feed us. And he had I don't know, probably a 35-foot motorhome. And he'd have down the whole side of it tables set up with food, just like you can't believe.
Wow.
So you sit around and eat, and everybody gets to goofing around, and then after the racing, you get to goofing around. And I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock next morning. I had so much fun with them guys, and I knew I was hooked then. There was no doubt about it. There was no doubt about that I was going to run with the club. It's so much less stressful than bracket racing. If you go out there and let's say you run a 1050, and then you goof up somewhere along the line, you only run a 1080. It doesn't make any difference, because all we do is match race. We line up with guys that there's kind of like 3 tiers in our club of where speeds are, where times are. So we just mix it up in between the 3 groups, so you don't run the same person all the time. But you may not be the first one across the line, but you never lose.
Right.
You're still going to race the next round. It's just going to be with somebody different.
Yep.
So it doesn't get boring, and it, and you run around smack talking everybody, and it's just, you know, everybody tries to out smack talk everybody else, and you know, it's just life. It's just life, and it's a good life. It is.
Now, how about the Brew City Guests? Or do you have a fondest memory with them?
I guess it would have to be Fallout up in Eau Claire, because it's the only race I've done with them. I've been up there a couple times, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. They have in their rules that you can't run the 5-inch autometer tacks, the big ones, and I'm not. Excuse me, I'm not real keen on pulling out a $250 tack to put in another $200 tack just to race with them guys. I don't know. You know, it just. I understand what they're looking for, but I think they're getting a little too petty. I guess really the big gripe is the shift lights. They claim the spectators are griping about the shift lights coming on all the time, which you can move. But, you know, I really, to be honest with you, I don't need a tachometer in my car. All I need is a shift light. I don't ever look at it anyway. When I'm going through the traps, I will. But, you know, other than that, I don't look, you know, when I get up there to run, because it's foot brake car, it doesn't have a trans brake. So I just tighten it up a little bit, and when I hit it, you know, then it flashes up to hit the stall on the converter. It kind of acts similar to a straight stick car. So it's, you know, it's got the big hit to get you moving, and you know, I know where it hits because it hits the same place all the time, because the converter's 4,500 RPM stall. So you just, you know, you hit it, it flashes to 4,500 RPM, and then when the light comes on, you shift. When the light comes on, you shift, and the third time the light comes on, it's time to get out of it. So, and I imagine most of the other guys too. You can drive my car with two fingers. You really can. It just straight as an arrow. As long as I keep the tire pressures up, it don't give me any problems at all. The only problem I really have is backing up when it comes time to, you know, get to the pits. And I can't turn my head that far. And of course, typical racer, you don't have any mirrors on it because you don't want that drag. Oh well, it's just part of the game. Part of the game.
So do you prefer quarter mile or eighth mile?
We do both. We do both.
What's your preference?
Havana and Osborne are eighth mile tracks. The rest of them we run are quarter mile.
But do you have a preference?
Do I have a preference? Yes, I love quarter mile, because my car has so much torque that I can run people down that are close to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They may get me by a car or so the first half of the track, but you know, by the time you get to the other end, I've made it up. It just, you know, when you get down there and you're really close to somebody and you have to, you know, look at them and shrug your shoulders like, who got it? That's when it's really, really fun.
Yep.
And we have that quite often, or at least I do. It's just, because I'm not very good at the light, so usually guys get, you know, a couple tenths head start on me right from the get-go, and then I have to make it up. But most of the time I do. It's got a big charge in third gear. Got a lot of torque.
Now, when you get into the staging lanes, Dennis, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions at all?
No, absolutely not. It's just business as usual. I try not to pay any attention to who's beside me. You know, I mean, I'll watch them a little bit because you know, you don't want to stage way too soon. You know, you want to give the other guy a chance to get in there too. So, but other than that, I don't. You know, once I get in there, it's, you I try to run my process through my head as I'm getting up there. So, okay, now, tighten it up, bump in. Everybody tries to bump in as shallow as you can on the lights. There's probably, I think, like 7 inches of rollout, depending on the size of your tire, obviously. But you can go, you can actually go quite a ways, which would help your ET, but most guys are more concerned with 60-foot times. And it just, you get more, if your stage shallower, you get more speed at the 60-foot. So it's, it's all in your preference, really. But like I say, I really don't pay much attention to everybody. Everybody knows how to do it. They've been doing this long enough. The only thing you got to watch out for is people that double bulb you. If they roll in there and light up both bulbs, then you've actually only got 7 seconds to light up both bulbs, or you're done. You're kind of like disqualified for that pass.
Now, if you were able to find a time traveling machine and go back into time, would you do anything differently with your drag racing career?
Yeah, I'd probably find a car that's 1,000 pounds lighter. But then on the other hand, my car's unique enough that, and I mean, everybody's got their preferences, Ford, Chevrolet, Plymouth, Dodge, whatever it is. But, we go to the racetrack, and, of course, my car's blue. So it's, most of them are white, red, whatever. So mine stands out instantly. And, but it's, I get...
We lost him. Hold on, let me call him back. He's not picking up.
Hello?
I lost you, Dennis.
Oh. I didn't know what happened. I was talking and the phone rang and I couldn't figure out how to get back to where I was.
Yeah.
And now I forgot what I was saying. How do you like that?
Yeah, you were talking about the starting line, bulbs and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's you just pay attention to the bulbs and you try not to let the other guy do something that gets in your head and get you off your game plan. You try to do the same thing every time. And we run what's called a Pro Tree. So theoretically, when all 4 staging lights are lit, it's 0.4 of a second for the yellows and then 0.4 of a second for the green. So it's like 0.8 of a second you got from then to you're going. And my mind don't work that fast. I try to guess it a lot, which usually ends up getting me in trouble, red lighting or something. But you just you just try not to let somebody get in your head and goof up because once something doesn't go right, then your whole run is goofed up. Somewhere along the line, it's not going to go right. You're going to short shift, long shift. Yeah. I managed to do that down to glory days. I was racing Howard, and I wanted to give him the hit. And I give him the hit, and I shifted into second. My hand come off the shifter, and when I grabbed the shifter, it went back into low gear. It was just a total mess. So, what do you do?
Yeah.
Just, once you get off